Beware of falsely labeled safe haven investments. I'm Ron DeLegge with ETF Guide, and that's the theme of today's discussion. Don't be deceived and don't be duped. We're going to take a look at two examples, beginning with long-term U.S. Treasuries. Let's go back to the 2008 financial crisis. This is a one-year performance chart. Long-term U.S. Treasuries, as you can see, were the fan favorite. They got the blessing from Wall Street and the media because they increased dramatically in value. And you can see there the S&P 500 was crashing down almost 40%. But besides seducing some to chase their performance, it also seduced others into the false belief that U.S. Treasuries are safe investments. Well, are they? Is that true? Well, take a look at the past 3 years of performance. That same TLT, which tracks long-term U.S. Treasuries, has fallen almost 50% in value compared to the S&P 500, which has risen almost 30% over that same 3-year time frame. So as you can see here, Treasuries clearly are not always safe. Authentic safety does not come from assets that lose almost 50% of their value. And if you're using Treasuries in that manner, well, then you're using them the wrong way. If you're using them for your margin of safety bucket, you're using them the wrong way. Let's take a look at another example. Gold. We got that same era, that one-year performance in 2008, right in the center of the financial crisis. Gold performing relatively well, gaining about 5% compared to almost a 40% loss for S&P 500. And again, just like with long-term U.S. Treasuries, Wall Street and the media blessing gold as a safe haven investment. Well, let's fast forward to the next time frame. This is a 10-year look, 2013 to 2023. Gold has spent many years underwater and has actually lost value in some years. Again, authentic safety and investments that meet that minimum standard of safety do not lose any value. And that's the main point here. Neither gold nor U.S. Treasuries of any maturity are truly safe haven investments. Why? Well, because they fail to meet the minimum standards of safety, which are principal protection, zero volatility, and full liquidity. And any investment that is a true safe haven must have all three attributes, not one of three, not two of three, but all three. And neither gold nor U.S. Treasuries meet that definition. So again, do not be duped when you hear Wall Street's analysts, when you hear portfolio managers, when you hear media talking heads saying that a certain investment is a safe haven. What they're doing is they're cherry picking whatever investments happen to be doing well at that moment compared to falling markets, and they're mislabeling those investments as safe havens. What they don't tell you is that these same so-called safe haven investments are only momentarily safe with no lasting or durable protection offered. And as we just looked at these charts here, with TLT representing long-term U.S. Treasuries, we saw that no durable protection or lasting protection offered. Same thing for gold. And a simple understanding, as we've done here, of history reveals this truth. And what we learn here is that investments that were momentarily safe during one era were totally unsafe in another era, and vice versa. In contrast, a truly safe haven investment, authentic safety, an investment that meets that standard, it never behaves in this manner because it's always safe at all times, regardless of the era and regardless of the crisis. So what are the key takeaways? What do we learn? Authentic safety is permanent from two perspectives. First of all, the investor's safety cushion always remains in place, regardless of market conditions. Even if they're good, you always have a cushion. And especially if they're bad, you always have a cushion. If markets are neutral, you always have a cushion. What part of investing at all times with a margin of safety don't you understand? The second aspect of this is that the investments you're using for that margin of safety bucket are never momentarily safe, but they're permanently safe. And again, they have those three attributes: principal protection, zero volatility, and liquidity. So again, beware of falsely labeled safe haven investments. Don't be duped. Don't be deceived. Genuine safety cannot be faked. Go to etfguide.com. Use that margin of safety tool that I built. It's going to help prepare your portfolio for any climate, beginning with that calculation. That's the starting point. Forget about the investments for a second. Focus on how much of your overall portfolio needs to be earmarked for safety. The tool will help you calculate that. Once you have that calculated, the next step is to deploy it by using investments that meet the minimum standard of safety. Depending on how much you're trying to protect, the correct answer for the correct type of investment that meets minimum standards of safety will be different. In some cases, it might be a bank CD. In other cases, it might be another instrument that has higher protection limits. But the point here is that these investments must meet the minimum standard of safety that I just told you about earlier, those three attributes. And then, of course, you want to monitor your portfolio's margin of safety. Just because you implement it and calculate it in the beginning doesn't mean you're done. Recalculating your margin of safety in future years is important because you want to make sure that it stays in line with your risk tolerance as well as your financial circumstances and life circumstances. I also talk about the margin of safety strategy and how it's one of the three cornerstones of an architecturally sound investment portfolio. For those of you that have not yet gotten my new book, it's an audiobook as well as ebook. I've got a link below in the description section. I encourage you to get it. This will teach you those three cornerstones of an architecturally sound portfolio and, of course, the suitable assets that meet the minimum standard for your margin of safety. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Post your comments below, and, of course, hit that description section below. And be sure to use the margin of safety tool that I built, along with some of the other tools that will help you to improve your investment results and build a stronger investment portfolio that helps you to hopefully meet your financial goals. I'm Ron DeLegge with ETF Guide. We'll catch you next time.